Hey folks, how y'all doing? Trent Clark here. Happy Tuesday to you. Is it Tuesday? No, it's Wednesday. Yeah, Tuesday. All right, folks, had a little brain freeze right there, but here we are. Permits, code, and contractors, zoning and setbacks. What we're going to talk about today, before we get started, let's show you, like every day, we like to start out with our $500 discounts for our healthcare worker, military personnel, educators, and first responders. Look, we're proud of that. If you're one of those people looking for a building, make sure you grab your extra $500 discount. If you want to upgrade to a signature or an elite building, make sure you type in cash to a live feed like this one, and you're going to receive an extra $1,000 off your building. And we have great specials going on right now. Here's new and improved Where's Mallett, okay? So we got 42, actually we got a little more than that because we've already did some this week, but we got 42 different job sites in Louisiana, and we got 19 different job sites in Texas. So we're proud of this. This is showing you what all we got going on at Mallett and how diversified we are at logistically setting up all our team to take care of all these deals. So like for instance, in Louisiana, being delivered, which we've already delivered probably 3 buildings. We've got Crotch Springs, Maurice, Lafayette, 2 times Lake Charles, and La Ranger. I don't know, that's a weird one there. So that's the buildings that are getting delivered. Those are going to be dropped, that material's dropped on the ground. Hopefully our building, our contractors are erecting buildings right now. We'll finish that up this week and we'll be starting these real soon. Hopefully, if it all goes well, if the weather doesn't postpone us a little bit, we'll be starting them next week. That's how the flow goes here. We drop buildings this week. Sometimes they have to wait a week and a half depending on how it falls, but then we're starting to get on those buildings. In construction this week, you know, you got Mansfield, Moss Bluff, Riceland, Breaux Bridge, Board, Cutoff, Ragley, and Riceland in Louisiana. In Texas, I'll show you in a minute, but that's what we have the buildings being erected this week, okay? And forming is where the building is erected and we've asked the customer, you the customer, to get us, we gave you the sand, the fill sand that you need, and we go back out there with a machine and we're gonna bring that building up to grade. We're gonna put our membrane down and we're gonna put in our Mallett cable lock system. We got a new term for you today. It's the Mallett cable lock system. And that's basically our retention system that we've been telling you about. We're just renaming it to the Mallett cable lock. All right, so we're gonna put that in. That's what the forming crew does, okay? And they form up. If you have any wings, we'll put up form boards around that and get it ready to pour, okay? So that's what the forming team does. And you can see in Louisiana, we have quite a bit. All right, we got Franklin, Egan, Florine, Iway, Breaux Bridge, Lake Charles, and Lockport. Now, after the foreman's done, we're going to set you up to get ready to pour concrete. Now, all this is going down the line, so these people that were pouring concrete in Louisiana this week, we've already poured, you know, yesterday we poured 3 jobs. Today, and this week, the rest of this week in Louisiana, you got Sulphur, Abbeville, Denham Springs, Prairieville, Breaux Bridge, Napoleonville, Baton Rouge, Minden, and Rain in Louisiana. So our logistic team is setting up the concrete. If you need a line pump, they're setting all that up. We're logistically executing our finishing crew to go out there and finish your concrete to these jobs this week. If the weather didn't postpone a few of them, and I think we did have to do one, but that's in Texas. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then gutters in Louisiana this week, okay? See folks, what we wanted to show you was, with these slides, is everything that we got going. A lot of people don't understand how much we're doing here on a daily basis, but it's, for instance, for gutters, for our gutter guys, we produce and manufacture our own gutters on site and hang them up. Our gutter guys are in Baton Rouge, New Iberia, Basile, Palmetto, Iway, Motts, Bork, and St. Martinville. So we're putting up gutters for some customers in that area. All right. So in an electrical team, you got Lake Charles, Brobridge, Twice, and Boyce. So they got those people that had electrical package. We got our electrical team going in there. Inspectors are pretty much all over. Today, I think they're in Ville Platte and Ethel. Also, on this, that's not on this board, you still got control joints, and then you got spray foam, okay? So we're all over the place. Right here, this is just showing you 42 different jobs this week, but it's more like probably 55 or 60 in Louisiana. So let's get over to Texas. You can see we got 19 different jobs going on in here. You got being delivered, you got 1, okay, which we've already delivered 3. I think that was the 3 in Texas we delivered. In construction, you got 3. You got Beaumont, Kirbyville, Montgomery. Electrical team is going to do Summerville, Needville, and Katy. All right. You got our farm crews going to do Buna, Texas, Needville, Texas, Concrete, Santa Fe. I believe that's the one that got canceled, and we have 2 or 3 more that got added since our marketing team got this information. And in gutters, you can see our gutter crew. You saw in Louisiana how many they had to do. In Texas, we got Crockett, Streetman, Winnie, New Elm, Katy, Brazoria, Magnolia, Needville, and Katy, Texas. So gutter crew's really busy. All of our crews are really busy. We keep a tight schedule here. It's nonstop from Monday to Saturday, you know, and sometimes we have to work on Sunday. But just to give you an idea logistically how we have to do. So you got all the ones in Louisiana and you got all the ones in Texas. So all in all, you got about 70 different jobs going on here at Mallett in one given week, folks. So understand that. We wanted to show you logistically how we do this. Our competitors, they don't have the power to do what we're doing, okay? So keep that in mind when you're shopping out there. You want to do business with somebody that has a track record of being able to handle this kind of deal. And look, at the end of the day, we know that our customers, they don't want to hear about all what we got going on, but we have a lot of customers. Each customer only wants to worry about themselves. We understand that. We try our very best to make that, this logistics work for them. You know, so there's a lot of planning going on ahead of time that's required to make all of this happen. Anyway, I wanted to show you that. So don't forget, I think we only got like 5, maybe 4 of these left for September. We're giving away this battery operated pit boss. That's a $600 value. I'm excited about that. I have one, it's electric. I'm very curious about that battery. You can take it anywhere and cook hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken wing, whatever you want to cook on this thing, and it's no electrical is required. I think that's cool. And we also throwing in an Academy gift card of $200 gift card on that. So we're giving you that. We're giving you Tiger Cash if you type in cash here. We're rewarding you because you have a big investment, you know. So here's a couple of our specials. We got some classic buildings on special. Remember, our classic building is way better than our competitor's best building. I'll get to why in a minute. But you got a 30 by 30 by 12 for $19,999. Folks, that is a tremendous price for a classic building, okay? It's the best building in the country right there for $19,999. You got a 30 by 50 for $29,999. You got a 40 by 60 for $46,999. What do you get in a classic, okay? Well, first of all, you get 26 years of business, of us being in business. That's a peace of mind when you do business with us. We're going to be here for the long haul. We know what we're doing. I just showed you the logistically what all we got going on, and we have to work very hard to make all that happen. Especially when you got rain that throws in the mix, everything's got to be recalculated, replanned, all that. We try to make that as seamless as possible for you, the customer. But on these classic buildings, you get a 110 by 10 walk-through door, 136-inch walk-through door, 4,000 PSI concrete, folks. That's 33% stronger than what our competitors do. Our competitors use 3,000, okay? That's factual information here. Now, in that slab, don't forget, we're going to add microfiber. That's even going to strengthen it up more. We take the guesswork out. We like to put microfiber in there. It costs more. They're going to use that little, our competitors don't do that. They're going to use that little wire, rusty wire mesh. And the only way that thing works is if they get it in the middle of that concrete. We both know they're guessing and that it could sink in that concrete and go down to the bottom. Then you have nothing. So that's another thing that we do different. 4-year workmanship warranty on the classic building, 130 mile an hour wind rating, 26 gauge metal. Our competitors are going to use 29 gauge, folks. It's a better building. Concrete in every post hole. So we're going to use you're going to have a concrete pad that your post sits on. Our competitors don't do that, folks. That's added value that you get here with Mallett. All right. Our cable retention system is now called the Mallett cable lock, okay, system. Why? Because we want to let you know that it's locking, that cable is locking all your posts together underneath that slab that's superior for that uplift of your building. Our competitors just don't do that, folks. This is why I'm standing in this building right here that made it through 16 hurricanes, okay? It's because of the Mallett cable lock system. You got a 2x8 scissor truss. Our competitors can't do that, folks. They can't buy it and they don't make it. We are a licensed engineered firm here. We manufacture our truss here for quality control. We build it here the whole step of the way, all right? We don't hire outside source to do your gutters and everything. You got, so again, you got 2x8 scissor truss, all right? Standard in this building. Number 1, kiln-dried MCA treated lumber. All right, very, very important. All right, and then like I said, you got all this, we are state licensed owner's personal cell. You're gonna get Lee's cell phone for everything. But these specials, while they last, folks, if you're in the market for a building, you need to call our building specialist today. All right, let's jump into the Elites package. The Elite series is the best of the best with all the bells and whistles. We're giving you everything that you can ask for on this building. A lot of added value is going into this building. All right, we got a 30 by 50 for $43,998, a 40 by 50 for $53,950. You got a 40 by 60 for $61,598. All right, we're letting you pick the height you want. Okay, standard is 12 foot. We're letting you pick 14 or 16 for no extra charge. That is a $7,000 value, folks. We're throwing that in on these special prices. Also, these buildings are going to come with two roll-up doors, but you're going to get to pick the size roll-up door. 10 by 10 is normally standard of what we give on a building. On these specials, you get to pick 10 by 10, 12 by 12, or a 10 by 14, or a 12 by 14. 12 by 14. That's a $3,000 value. So add all that up, that's a $10,000 value we're giving you on this Elite special. Remember, the Elite comes with everything. Mallett cable lock. You got 2 by 12 headers. You got 2 by 8 scissor truss, standard, post protectors, control joints, gutters and gutter brush, folks, roof and wall insulation, everything you could possibly want, a premium building, all right? So remember, you got the Cajun Oasis. These things are still selling good. You got a 20 by 30 for $29,999. You got a 30 by 50 for $75,000. Look, this is the Elite building, what I just spoke about, all the bells and whistles, everything. You got the best building in the country. We're throwing in on these Cajun Oasis, you're getting an electrical package and you're getting a wall-mounted AC. With a heat strip, not a heat pump like Mr. Tackett was talking about yesterday. But you got 2 sizes. You got on the 20 by 30, you're going to get a 3-ton. On the 30 by 50, you're going to get a 5-ton. All right? So Mallett Ambassador Program, this is where if you're interested in it, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time today, but if you're interested in that, if you have a building, and you want more information or marketing thing, I think they're going to put together a newsletter, send it out. Now, on the other hand, if you are a customer, where this benefits you is that if you want to see a building out there and talk to a real live customer of ours, we have ambassadors all across both states that will show you their building and let you know the truth and the real deal about Mallett buildings. So our building specialist can set you up with that. If you're interested, call in today and we'll set you up an appointment. All right, 5 red flags. We always like to start out and go through this. Why? Because if we could save somebody, a person, from losing money, we want to do that. And where else can you find that better than to go to the Secretary of State, years in business, find out if they even in fact have a business that's set up with the Secretary of State. They should, if they have, you know, good practice, they should have that. If they don't, it might be a red flag. Excuse me. Proper licensure. You could find that out on the LSLBC. Find out if they have a contractor's license. Folks, it's required. Even though you may pull the permit, they still, to erect your building, they still need to have a contractor's license. Any violations, that's very important. In fact, that's the most important thing. I'm proud to say after 26 years, we don't have any violations. Most of our competitors do, folks. All right, so just to warn you about that. Reviews on the BBB. I think it's very important that you review. We have over 500 plus. Most of all of our competitors don't have any reviews, folks. Just being honest with you. Visit the contractor's facility. We'll invite you here. We got popcorn, some water, Cokes, whatever we got. And we'd like to show you our truss plant, you know, and this whole facility. Anytime you want to come. It might be a red flag if you do business in the front seat of somebody's vehicle. I'm just saying, folks, that's a red flag. All right. Now, why choose Mallett over the competition? Our competitors, they use 6x6 posts, 2x6 truss most of the time, or all the time, white wood with 2x4 inner webbing. We don't do that. We use 2x8 number 1 kill dry lumber. Most of their lumber is going to be number 2 on their buildings, folks. 2x8 headers, we use 2x12. 29 gauge metal on roof and wall, we use 26 gauge. It's better, it's superior. Okay, 1 free walk-through door, we give you more. 40-year standard metal warranty. Here's what we offer you here at Mallett. 10-year workmanship warranty. Number 1, kill dry treated lumber. 2x8 scissor truss, 5-on-12 roof pitch. Aesthetically, that is very appealing. It looks good, and mechanically, it's going to get everything off your roof a lot faster. You won't have any standing pine needles or anything like that that can mess up some screws. 2 roll-up doors, free roof and wall insulation, 6-inch seamless gutters and gutter brushes. That is a tremendous value that we give you. 2 3x5 insulated windows, lifetime warranty against termite, rot, rust, and fungal decay, folks. It's a superior building. And look, there's more. We give you continuous ridge vents, 6-inch, not 4-inch, which is 2.5 times stronger than 4-inch concrete. Adding that 4,000 PSI, which I told you a while ago, our competitors don't do that. We're 33% stronger than what our competitors use. And then, of course, we add the microfiber. Screws on everything, Zac screws, that's the premium. That's the best you could buy, folks. We don't cut corners here. We know that that's what's going to give you the life of your building, and we just don't cut those corners, okay? Those screws are very important. Remote picture view, we use company cam. We have pictures reviewing for your whole length of your job for us to monitor. Engineered cable retention is now the Mallett cable lock system, okay? Which is superior than anything out there. That's why we wanted to rename it, because we're the only ones that do that. Lee and his engineers developed that technology years ago, and look, it works, folks. It locks all those posts together underneath that slab. I can't say enough about it, because I believe that's one of the reasons why our buildings last. Look at Darla K's. We showed you many times. 145 miles an hour wind rating as of now. I think it's more than that, and our engineers working on that. Post pads under every post. That's what I told you earlier. Our competitors just don't do that. All metal is screwed. We may use nail for tacking, but everything is screwed. Those nails come out. Post protector skirt boards. Our competitors don't do that, folks. We have the best building in the country. We've been doing this for 26 years. We are the leader in the pack, and we are continuing to improve our process to continue to give you the best building in the country. All right? Now, let's move on. Permits, code, and contracts, zoning and setbacks. see what we got. Setbacks protect safety and property. Every parish has rules on how far a building must sit from property lines, road, and utilities. These rules protect public safety, prevent fire hazards, and maintain drainage. Ignoring setbacks can cost you time, money, and even force removal of the building. And also want to mention on this, not just this, but if you live in a community and you want to put a building in your backyard, you might want to check your HOAs before you get started and clear all that up. Okay, so let's see. East Baton Rouge Parish strict setback enforcement. East Baton Rouge enforces strict front, side, and rear yard setbacks. Inspectors, like the city inspectors or the parish inspectors, often verify drainage paths so buildings don't disturb stormwater flow. So a part of you getting your permit, they're going to ask you to do a site plan, and you're going to have to kind of draw where the water is going to flow out. They'll walk you through that, and we have people here that can walk you through that too. It sounds a little bit harder than what it is, but you can easily get through this stuff. But they're going to want to see this. Failure to comply can lead to denied permits or stop work orders. Iberia Parish, zoning plus utility easements. Iberia Parish requires zoning review before issuing building permits. They're going to do that. They're going to want to see your plans. Most of the time we have, we give you those stamp plans here. They're going to review that, and that's what we're talking about here. Utility easements must remain clear. No posts, slabs, or foundation allowed on top. What they're talking about right here, folks, is like if you have high lines going down there, they're not gonna let you put anything in that area. Sometimes if you live in a neighborhood, you have setbacks for utilities that they don't want anything built on, and that also that's going to be in the HOA anyway if you have one. If not, they're going to tell you what you can and can't do. Ignoring setbacks equals costly mistakes. Building too close to a property line can trigger fines or lawsuits from neighbors. Folks, this is real life stuff here. We have had some customers, not many, but we have had some customers that have built a building, and then because they didn't do their due diligence, okay, and find out all this proper stuff before you put your building up, and they had to actually take that building down and move it over, okay? We help them as much as we can, but these things cost money to do. So it's very important that you don't pass these things up. Parish can issue stop work orders or refuse to sign off on projects. It can happen, okay? Worst case, structures are forced to be torn down at the owner's expense, and that is true, all right? Mallett works with parishes, not against them. We confirm zoning and setbacks with each parish before work begins. Now, that's if you hire us to be the contractor on record. Most of the time, when you buy an accessory building, you want to save money and you want to be the contractor on record, and you're pulling your own permit. So it's very important that you do all the due diligence to figure all this stuff out. And look, we can help you. Mallett's licensed team engineers every project engineered to pass inspection. Now this is true. This is something that our competitors don't do, and this kind of leads into the thing topic we're talking about on the insurance, what they're going to be looking for coming up. So make sure you do due diligence. If you need help, call us. We'd be glad to help you. This means no surprises for our customers and no risk on forced change later. All right? That's going to be our show today. We appreciate your business. We'll see you tomorrow.